Hey guys, it's Rachel from Little Rain Lamb, and today I'm going to be talking about how I try to stay organized. Emphasis on try. I'm not always super organized. Sometimes my mood does affect certain days, so I don't get as much done certain days. I'm more sad, so on and so forth. And I can't plan for everything, obviously, because sometimes I'll have a list of things I want to get done that day, but I get invited to go out and I have enough time to get everything done and go out. Or not everything done, but the things that are most essential to get done. So this obviously fluctuates, but I've been trying to instill, as the years go on, some more methods. Most of this is started this year, or it was started before, but I kind of reused it, or like all different like scenarios. Like I used it before, stop using it, I'm readapting it, I'm trying it for the first time, I've been using it for a few years, that kind of thing. So quite a few methods where I try to stay organized. So this is not necessarily a video being like, you should do this, you should do that. It's more telling you what I use, and if it's helpful to you guys and you guys think you can adapt to your own schedules, that would work great. So some background on my education. Basically, I'm in my 4th year of my undergraduate degree, and I'm in a pre-law and philosophy program, and I'm minoring in English. And I have been getting like crazy amounts of homework. I have a lot of essays and readings to get done. Less tests in my program and quizzes, stuff like that. I don't get a lot. A lot of my friends are more science-based programs, so they have more quizzes and tests, but I have more essays and writing and readings. So my schedule, how I like work, doesn't really pertain a lot to that, and I don't really have a lot of midterms. It's mostly I have a certain semester it'd be like readings every week, 2 essays, maybe like a participation or attendance grade, and then a final exam. So that's mostly the breakdown of most of my classes, but this semester I have quite a few classes that have more little assignments in the school year than big chunks. The only class I've ever taken that had only 2 marks was one was a 40% midterm and a 60% exam, but that rarely happens. I've only had that happen once. And yeah, I'm just going to go over what I use to keep myself motivated, because it does motivate me, and how I try to keep myself organized, because there's a lot of things going on in my life. So first thing I have is a wall calendar. I don't know if it's going to be in frame, but I keep it up on my bulletin board, and I don't necessarily write anything in the squares because I just don't like writing on the wall, and I don't want to take it down, and I'm just too lazy to do that. But I like having it kind of as a to see what days are what days, because I feel like on this reading week, I've forgotten what day it is the week. I know it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, obviously that kind of thing, but what the date is particularly. So I like having it there, and also for planning ahead. So it's if I look at my essay assignment, it's due on the 30th, I can get a full view of what I'm looking at. So I find it just handy to have on my wall. The second thing I use, I'm actually not going to go over to it, but I stick on my door a chore chart. So each week I have a new chore, so it rotates between vacuuming, dusting, Windexing my mirror, my dresser, because it has a piece of glass on it, and washing my baseboards of my room. So basically I go through those each week and highlight a section off, and I keep that on my door just so I can see it. And I try to keep my room more clean. I usually keep it organized, but sometimes I'm really slack on the cleaning, and at the end of the school year I'll have to do a giant clean, because it's I really need to clean. I not concentrate on certain areas certain times, so I'm trying to be more conscious of that effort. And the third thing I use, which I also stick on my door, this one actually is tape. I take them down and then keep them, because I write down my class. There's a lot of whiteout on this page, because I whited out my course codes, because just for security reasons. And I put all my courses on this thing, and then underneath I put all my assignments for that week. So for English, I had to start my rough draft, my essay, and I had all these readings to do. Then I have to study for my other English class. History, work on essay, and read the chapters, which I didn't get read that week, so I kept them like this, and I put them away so when it comes to exam time I can focus on those chapters that I did miss, because I used to sometimes, if I fall behind, try to do it the week later, but then I keep falling behind, so I find it's just better to skip and come back when exams come. And usually I can follow along with what they're talking about in class. I've never had a class where I didn't do the readings and I couldn't follow along. And that. So this week I only didn't get 2 things accomplished, and it was a pretty successful week. But I keep these, I take them down, I put them on my door. The reason being I put them on my door is because then usually I'm sitting in my desk chair, which is facing my door because my desk faces that way. And usually if I'm making plans, or if I'm rolling around my chair because I can't concentrate, I look at my door and I realize this is how much work I have to get done. Or if somebody calls me, it's oh, do you want to go do this? And I look at my door and I don't have enough things highlighted, I'm not going to have time to get stuff done. It's a reminder that I can't do that, I have to do this first. And if I really want to make plans to do something else, or have some spare time, I have to make sure I get a lot done. Like, I'm not always perfect every week. Like, some weeks I am more slack than others. But I mean, with this, like, format, I've been keeping, like, I feel like I've been keeping more organized every day. And I really like doing that because it's just, like, a reminder. And it's not, like, an agenda where you can, like, you know, flip the cover over and not look at it. It's, like, a right there. It's in your, like, eye line. And whenever you go to leave your room, if it's on the back of the door, you'll always see it. The next thing I use is actually my planner. And it's trying to unfold it. So this is my planner. And it's a year planner, so it goes all the way till next May. Well, it was June to May. And basically on the weekday view, I'm just going to turn this over, I write down, I have a color-coded system, and I write down like all the things I need to get done. And you might see like this week, if you can see that, looks like I have more stuff to do. It's because each day or the night before, as soon as I finish a day basically, or the morning of the day, I fill out the homework I want to do, but I have all the like essential things I need to get done. Because homework, I might not get enough done in the day. I was finding I was writing all the week, and sometimes I'd fall behind, not get certain things done on certain days. So now in the mornings, I just write down the stuff I want to get done. So for example, this morning I wrote my thing I want to study for my midterm, which is Monday, and work on my essay, which is due this Tuesday. So it's like, you know, I can keep track of stuff better, and I'm not too overwhelmed with work. And like, if I want to put extra stuff, I put extra stuff. Even if it's later in the day, I'm just about to do it, just so I can keep track of what day I was doing something on. Like, for example, if I have to access my sources and write what day I access them, so I have the right date, I guess, stuff like that. And this just keeps track of like when I go to the gym, when I want to film videos, like little things like put my earrings in because I'll forget if I don't write it down, my skincare, all that, taking vitamins, that kind of thing, hanging out with people, cleaning. So this is like my everything's in this, and that just stays in my room though. I don't take that out with me. The thing I take out with me is actually my like bullet journal. And basically this book I use for like little notes sometimes for school and stuff. But like, for example, I'll just go off this week. So this is like an example of one of my weeks. It looks really confusing. Sometimes I'll take this to school, or I'll just put the things on my phone and then transfer it to this. But usually it's at my desk, and if I'm working on something and something pops in my head that I need to do, I'll write it down. And like sometimes I'll have stuff written down like when I'm planning, and I'm not like, let's say I'm planning on Monday's day in my planner, and I think of something for Sunday, I'll write it down in my book so I don't have to, you know, use a different colored pen, that thing. So like, for example, this week it said like, make my cousin's card, I have an appointment, like hanging out with people. I had quite a few days, which I need to remember now that I'm thinking about it to, oh wait, I wrote that down, sorry. I was like, I need to write that down. It's crossed out because I wrote it down. Catch up on certain shows, dust, you know, make my Friday video. So like, sometimes it'll be really big and sometimes it'll be smaller font, but I usually just try to like write down like little things I need to do. Even if it's stuff I need to like not stuff that I need to do right away, but it's stuff like for next week or weeks in advance, just so I can kind of like remember without writing it for sure down in my planner in case plans change. The last thing I use to keep myself organized is nothing new if you've watched my channel for a while, but it is my booktube/YouTube notebook. And basically I have a few notebooks I use, but this is my predominant one I've been using for, at the end of this year it'll be 2 years. And I write down basically, I'll just go to, I don't know if I've ever showed this, but like what's inside. Actually this, like I've told what's inside, but for example on like the new month page I'll write like October 2016, and sometimes I'll write down how many books I have left in my reading challenge, but usually I've been not doing that very often. And I'll write down like the books I've read, sometimes what videos I'm going to be posting that month, book reviews, like what I thought of the books, favorites, so like the next month I can look back, some top 5 Wednesdays, but particularly I planned out all my videos for the upcoming Fridays from this September 6th, well, this past September 16th to July 7th of 2017, and they're every other week videos, but that's as far as I got with my organization for that. And this is more so, it doesn't necessarily keep track of all my videos throughout the week for BookTube, but particularly my Friday videos because they're the lifestyle ones and I do have to do more planning because the BookTube ones kind of follow a certain pattern, but these ones do follow a pattern in a sense because I always do a favorites, but at the same time there's lots of room for flexibility, which my book stuff does have flexibility, but I feel like there's so much more I could do with this because it is like lifestyle for Fridays. So that's kind of my ways of keeping organized. I know it's a lot and it's very overwhelming. I was telling my friend about it and she was kind of overwhelmed. my best friend because I'm like, oh, like this, and like I have charts all over. It seems like because like some weeks I'll have 3 of those papers on my door because, like, I'll just grab it, like these papers, because I usually have the week that I'm on, and then I have all my assignments for the next week, so I can get started, or at least thinking and saying like, oh, I have this much due next week. Let's pull some into this week if I have time. Usually I don't have time, but it's just good to see what's coming up next week so I'm not blindsided in case something's due, you know, that stuff. And yeah, that's basically it. It's a little bit crazy, like, filling out all this, but honestly, I really just love Sunday nights because, well, I do hang out with my best friend, which is fun, but like after everything calms down, I can just watch YouTube and fill out my planner. It's just very therapeutic. I just really like staying on top of everything. It just puts me at ease. Like, I can just look at my planner and see what I have for the day, and I'm not like thinking and like not gonna post a video, because I sometimes have that problem where it would come down to the wire at the end of the day and I hadn't posted a YouTube video. So this kind of helps me like keep on track of that and keep on track of school. These tips are obviously not for everyone. In high school, I mostly just used my agenda, and sometimes I found that it was so small, like it was one of those small ones that the school provided you with. I sometimes would just like wane and like I'd lose interest with it because it was so small and it was so crowded. So usually I use it as a sticker book because, you know, French we got stickers, and, you know, that was organization. So I've been really just liking adapting to use my planner. I didn't use a planner as much in first and second year, but in third year I started to use a planner, a smaller one, because I wanted to make sure when I invested in this planner that I was going to stick with it throughout the year so I wasn't wasting money. And so far I've been sticking to my agenda. I think I only missed a few weeks, but those were weeks where I was really sick and I was not getting out of bed. So that would be the only weeks I faltered on. And yes, I just feel like I'm rambling on to eternity. Definitely let me know if you guys have any other ways you guys keep organized. I'm always looking for more things to keep me on track. Even though I have a lot of things implemented, I just am obsessed apparently with organizing my life. But, you know, it could be worse. But anyways, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.